Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that this is the only platform that I'm on. So if you happen to find my videos elsewhere, they are counterfeit. Also, if anyone is soliciting money off of any of my videos, that is another counterfeit request and it is not me. Please don't be deceived. And please report that to wherever you happen to find this video if it's not me speaking to you directly. Okay, that being said, let's get started. Today's message is from God the Most High, Source. I call, God the Most High, Source. I have a very close connection with Source, and there was a very specific message that has to get out there for someone today. I'm not sure who it's for. It could be for a collective of people. It could be for just one person. However, I know that this message will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear it. Okay? All right, so let's get this started. Uh, there are things going on in your life, okay? Things that seem cockeyed. Everything seems to be going wrong, okay? And this is specifically for those who have a strong faith, okay? This is what's been saving you, and this is what's going to continue to save you, okay? You are under a spiritual attack, okay? From people that you might not even know, and some people you do know, because, the dark uses many avenues to bring discord and problems for those who are on a spiritual journey, or those who are a star seed, an earth angel, a chosen one, an anointed person, however you resonate. Okay, meaning you are a higher vibrational being, and you were placed here for a purpose. You were placed here to spread love, spread joy, spread happiness. Okay, now that's a wonderful thing, but the problem is when you are born with such a let's call it a gift, okay? When you were born with this gift, this talent, okay, to be higher vibrational, you are going to run into interference from the dark, who does not want you to elevate, does not want the planet to elevate, okay? The biggest deception the darker realms have created is that the spiritual realm is nonsense and it doesn't exist, okay? That's been their greatest accomplishment, okay? They have made a mockery of people who have a strong faith, a strong spiritual vibration. Okay, we've been called everything from crazy to idiots to whatever, any negative word that they can come up with. Okay, and they've achieved this for many years. Okay, trying to make people like yourself, like myself, feel like an outcast. Okay, know that your faith is stronger than their nonsense. Okay, and you can get through it. Whatever challenge you're going through right now, okay, whatever challenge is happening. I'm getting to somebody just recently lost a pet. There was another person who I'm speaking to who just had a car accident. And these have been things going on continuously. These are not the first two things that have happened in your life right now. Please know they are spiritual attacks, okay? Trying to prevent you from moving forward, okay? Trying to make you feel like you're going crazy, or that you're not worthy to receive good things, okay? This is all strategical, okay? But the one thing you have that they don't is faith. Faith in a higher power. Knowing that there is, source out there, God Almighty, who's watching after you, knowing that you have the angels that are looking after you, the archangels that protect you. They want you to believe that you're unprotected. You're not. Okay, you are protected, and even though sometimes, okay, the divine realms uses certain tragedies in our life to help awaken us, and they're not always the nicest things, okay? But a lot of times they're meant to teach us a lesson or to show us something, okay? Personally, I have had experiences my entire life, okay, with being spiritually attacked, okay, since I was a kid, and I've learned to accept that. It wasn't easy. I've had one difficulty after the next, including a most, recent experience about 6 years ago, where this other group of individuals, because of somebody who I was with, and these include some friends out there that pretended to be my friend. These are people who ate in my house, who slept in my house when they had no place to go, and they decided to associate with my ex, unfortunately, okay, and join forces. For what reason, I don't know. Okay, they were deceived by the evil that he carries. Okay, and he's very convincing. He's a very convincing individual. He can convince anyone of anything. Okay, he can't convince me anymore because God has shown me the truth. God has also shown me who the individuals are, my ex friends, who have joined with him. Okay, and so I'm aware of who these people are. And it's cool because what Source wants you to know is that anyone who attacks people like us who have a higher calling, who tries to affect our work in any way, they are going to be under judgment. As a matter of fact, they're already under judgment. And anyone who joins them, okay, will receive the same karma that the leader is going to receive. Okay? And there's no excuse. No excuse that the devil made you do it. No excuse that, you didn't know what you were doing. You were drunk, you were high, you were whatever. It's not going to float with God. God sees everything. Okay? And that goes for whoever I'm speaking to. Whoever is doing these attacks, okay? Because I am also speaking to people out there that were very much like me. You were a giver, okay? Your home was always open to everyone, okay? People ate at your table, okay? People watched movies in your home, okay? When people had no place to sleep, they knew that they had a bed and a pillow in your house if need be, okay? So, again, these individuals who decided to do things against and work with the darker forces, okay, are going to be receiving what they got coming to them. So, don't lose your faith, okay, because that's the one thing that you have. That's what keeps me strong. Through all my spiritual attacks throughout my entire existence, okay, I'm here because I have a strong faith. They can't harm me, okay? I might receive a few blips here or there, but it's nothing in comparison to what they're going to receive for putting out that negative energy. Because you have to remember, it's all about energy. Okay, you put out negative energy, and what's the great thing about this? When people put out this negative energy, okay, God allows them to think that they're getting away with it. Okay, that's the big deception. All that's happening is that their karma is building and building and building. Okay, and when the shit hits the fan, these very same people who thought they were big and bad to attack, people who are on a spiritual path or people who have a message to put out there, they're going to receive the wrath of God. Okay? And these are all people who do all kinds of witchcraft and black magic. Now, inherently, there's nothing wrong with witchcraft as a whole because witchcraft, a lot of times people, witches, Wiccans do earth magic. Okay? They work with other deities for good, not for bad. However, with the good comes the bad, and this is in every religion, okay? It could be in Christianity, Islam, whatever. You have the good side, and you have the people who use it for bad, okay? So we have to be aware of this. Not everybody who wears a cross is kind, okay? Not everyone who smiles in your face has good intentions. And Source wants you to know that and wants you to understand that they're aware of what's going on. Okay. However, Source also wants you to understand that you were made strong enough to endure. Okay. To endure what you're taking. Okay. Because you're here to neutralize the darkness and help raise the vibration of the earth as a whole. Okay. Which is something that I'm here to do. Whether people want to listen to that or not, it's up to them. Everyone has free will. Okay. I'm just here doing my part for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay. If they don't want to, that's their business. I'm not here to force anyone. Okay. I'm just here to show you that there are things out there that either people want to call you crazy for understanding or they refuse to believe because if they believed, they would have to stop what they're doing. Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. The message is going to get out there. Okay. This very same group who thinks that they're slick, they've been trying to prevent my messages from getting out there. Unfortunately, one of these people happens to be a journalist in Hollywood. Okay. Who thinks that they're smart. Okay. But everything is out there. Okay. Everything is out there. Everything is being seen. And you're just making things worse for yourself. I hold no ill will towards these people because I will not lower my vibration. Okay. And this is what, you know, you can do yourself. Don't allow them to bust your high. Okay. You remain higher frequency above them because you are above them. Okay. And they don't like that because they see themselves for who they are. A lot of these individuals, unfortunately, I feel are in somebody's family. Okay. Specifically getting cousins. Okay. And in some cases, parents working against, trying to deceive you, trying to make you feel as if though what you have to say doesn't matter, that you're crazy, that you're nuts. Don't believe it. Again, these are the dark forces working through others and many times people that are closest to us to try to bring you down because they're not spiritually evolved enough to understand when they're being utilized by a dark spirit because they're lower vibrational people. And this is why it's so important for us to find our soul tribe, okay? To be with people who are not going to harm you, people that don't have bad intentions, people who have the same pure heart that you do, that are going to be there for you like a family, okay? Because many of us in this situation can't even trust our own families, okay? And it's unfortunate and it's sad, and it's hurtful, but it's okay because that eventually will come if you go out there and seek it, okay? And remove yourself from these people. You will always be shown who the people are that are doing things to you, okay? If you sit there and listen and go within yourself, okay, and ask the divine realms to show you who these people are, you will be shown. I can promise you that. The same way they've been shown to me, they'll be shown for you. And so, whoever I'm speaking to, all you have to do is ask, okay, whoever you resonate with in the divine realms to show you, okay, who these people are that are doing things deliberately against you to try to make your life difficult, to try to prevent you from showing your light, from spreading your light, from spreading your love. You have a lot of love to give, okay, and you are a good person. Don't let anyone tell you different. And you are loved in the divine realms, okay? God Most High loves his creations, especially those he has chosen. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way, okay, for many chosen because we have a very difficult path. But this is to teach us, it makes us stronger, okay? It helps us to find out who we are and what we're made of. We just have to keep pushing forward, even during the dark times, because you have the ability to do it, okay? All you have to do is take the first step and have your faith become unshakable. Okay, don't allow it to be taken from you. Okay, because that's what they want. They want your faith. If you have your faith and you maintain that, you can defeat anything, any evil, any darkness. Okay, it's within all of us, and we have protection. And just remember, we don't seek revenge. We don't wish harm on other people. We just give it up to the higher realms and let them deal with it. We don't have to engage in magical spells and dark magic and whatnot because that's not cool. Okay. That's negative energy that you're putting out, and it will eventually come back to you if you choose to go that route. And for those out there who practice, sacrifices in any way, sacrificing animals, I don't care what religion you're in, God doesn't like that shit. Okay. Point blank. Okay. And I don't care that you say you've seen it in the Bible. That was 2,000 years ago, and that's barbaric. God does not accept that. Okay. God does not accept sacrificing animals for your own benefit. All right? And those who do such things will have to pay in the end for something like that. Okay? And I don't want to hear any crap that you're trying to take a negative spirit out of a person and put it into an animal and then sacrifice them to give it. Who gives you that right to do that? Okay? Who gives anyone the right to transfer a negative entity into an innocent animal's soul. Okay? That is the most corrupt, horrible thing that you can do, whether it be an animal or a person. And yes, believe it or not, at times they do get innocent people. Okay? It's not just in the movies. These groups out there do and will if they had the opportunity to do that. Okay? Or the means. And it gets covered up because they're very influential people. Okay? And that's why it's very important to know who you're hanging around with. Okay. For instance, I have names of all the people, okay, who have, done things to me. Okay. They're on a list. So anything that happens to me or my family, God forbid, which I'm not worried of because I'm protected, you will be exposed and you will be in trouble because your names are all on a piece of paper, first and last names, and don't think I don't know them. Okay? I know who everybody is. And Source wants you also to realize who everybody is and protect yourself. Okay? Like I said, oftentimes these people come with a smile on their face and pretend to be your friend, and they're not. Okay? And you'll notice, especially if you get a phone call from someone you haven't spoken to a while asking you your business, okay, wanting to know what you're up to. Again, this is all part of the plan to find out, to infiltrate your life. Say nothing to nobody of what you do. Okay? You have to remember, if you're on this path, you have to move in silence. Okay? Listen to your guides, listen to Source. Okay? Listen to God Most High, your angels, whoever it is that you are resonating with. Follow what they ask you to do, even if it seems difficult or crazy, because it will never put you on the wrong path. Okay? It's all done to help you. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Again, I want to thank those who have subscribed that are real. I have a lot of people down here that are subscribing just so they can perpetrate their nonsense upon me. Okay, but that's cool because I know who you are, and it's not affecting me, as you can see. So all the black magic and the death spells and the whatever else you're trying to do is not working on me. Okay, and if people think I'm crazy, so be it. I really don't give a shit. Okay, unlike you, I don't feel the need to have to impress anyone or have to have anyone believe me because my persona speaks for itself. And that's all that matters to me. All right. So again, I want to thank everyone, those the real, supporters of this channel. I want to thank you for your support. I want to send you all love and peace, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.